data engineering, like you mentioned in the introduction. A little bit more brief about myself. Prior to Genpact, I was part of a company called Enquero, a startup in Bangalore known for data engineering. Here, anyone? Have you heard of Enquero in the past? Anyone? Thank you so much. Great. So, being a startup, we had an opportunity to navigate through so many systems and processes and access to so many leaders where we can talk about what they want to have and how can we enable those things for them. Like Arun mentioned just now, how did they do it for their customers? We had a simple journey. Moving on to Genpact, when we became part of this bigger family, we had again a bigger opportunity to get exposure to many more things in the world. Right? In this whole process, I had experience around building data products for different customers, and I thought I'll share it with you today. Again, like Sunil said in the opening, we are here to learn together, not to teach. Okay, so let's get on that same journey. Moving on, before we go further into this, let's understand what is a product. Any thoughts, any ideas? What is a product? I mean, we have many products right here in this room, so any example is a good example. So let's take a chair where you are sitting, right? It's a product. It has got a back, some cover, some foam, some stands, and everything. This remote is a product. If you look at NetNet, it's a finished good which we have at our hand, at our disposal, which we can consume right away, isn't it? It's a finished good which we are going to consume for our own purposes. The same concept applies to things which are data as a product, in which I'll talk more about it, but in a brief, I need to have an end state in which I can consume my data the way I want to have it and should be comfortable for me to use. I should not be going here and there to build my product. It should be like a chair. I can move this chair from here to there, but I don't have to build the whole foam together to cut it here and make a chair one by one for everyone. Right? So, moving on further, before we go deep into data as a product, let's understand the journey of this whole process of data. And if you just go back to 10 a.m. today morning, you would have seen, or many people would have been there in the room, right? So you mentioned about how different components have traveled together from beginning till date to derive data-driven, to build data-driven logs or value-driven logs, rather, right? So, in the same journey, let's understand how the evolution of data platform has been. And before we go deep into that, we'll have a small role play. I am a business user, I am a data consumer, and you all are the data engineers producing this data or organizing this data for myself so that I can make good use of it. Okay? So before I go there, this one, yeah. So if you look at way back in the decade of 2000s, any one of you from that era, be proud of it. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you remember, it was all RDBMS word. I have my app, it has a database, it has a schema, and then we have to build some analytics or purely reporting on top of it. We'll integrate all these things together, and then we have a reporting in a data mart ecosystem, like you see here. So, if we simply go back again, you have different tools to pull data from different schema, primarily on Oracle, mostly, right? So primarily on Oracle, pull this data into the landscape, common landscape, and again get mass on top of it, and then your job is done. So if you look at the players here in this whole scheme, in this whole process, you have data engineers who will have a responsibility to plumb this data to the common bigger database. Again, one of the RDBMS most probably. And then you will have engineers, BI engineers, who would develop a report for you as you assume or as you want to have. So if I go back to the role play, if I am the business user, consumer, I know what report I want to have, I will give you the BID. And you all data engineers, BI engineers, you will build that report for me and I'm happy. Okay? So if you look at me as a consumer, I am pretty much okay by giving my requirements to you and things like that. Now when I build those requirements as a consumer of data, I am much more comfortable because I know all these apps, I know all the owners of these apps, I know the SMEs, I don't have to run around to find who can help me, and I can well define my BID or business development document, right? It goes on for almost 7 to 10 years before we start getting more and more evolution into the world of data, again with the help of what? If you go back to around when iPhone 4 came, I believe, right? That one is steel body, big, cute, handy phone, which was good for your palms, right? And then, see, Microsoft did something called as Microsoft Surface to have that touch and go technology and then have more power in our hand like we have today. So, roughly around 2008, 9, 10 time frame, we started seeing more and more generation of data. And then, it was not only the generation of data, because internet was evolving every day. We had HTTP and HTTPS came in. We are much more secure and confident, okay, this is something which I want to consume, right? So, we had SOAP-based APIs. Many of you may be remembering it, SOAP, XML, and says, okay, they are few folks, okay? So, SOAP-based APIs had their own charm. You have big visual coming in, you process it, then you go to the next level, and then you have to do lot of engineering on top of it. And all the data exchange via through XML, right? Then you create XSD and do everything. From there, REST-based APIs came in. 1 second, please. With REST, you have full control on your data. Data is pretty easy to transform. You get in the JSON format, simply put into a Python program, process it, and then you are ready. So if you look at the data generation part, the data generation part has many avenues. You have many places from where data would come in. And then you all are smart engineers, no doubt about it, right? Anyone has a doubt? No. So since you are all such a smart engineer, you can process all amount of data. And then more smart engineers, they were there in the world, they will keep on doing some more and more R&D, and they ensure that they build a platform to manage all this massive data set together, right? This, okay, I am going to give Hadoop to you. Then you are much more powerful. Correct? You have Hadoop with you have big clusters to play with, and you have all the power at hand. You can get all the data, be it RDNS, rows and columns, file-based APIs, whatever it is. Then AWS will start coming in the market. And then abundant, a lot of amount of data, lot of amount of processing power in your hand. And as a techie, you can get all the things done. But what do I do as a consumer? Correct? I initially, if you remember, I was limited to this much of area. I knew who is the SME. I go to the person, get the information, get the job done. When I go to this area, when the whole world is dumping data on us, then where do I go to? Correct? So what I did, I told my team that thank you so much for all this hard work and smart work which you do. However, please help me to give access to my data. Let me also learn about my data together. So, I will give the BID, you build the reports for me, but I want to know my data and I want to do a self-serve. Make sense? That's when Tableau came in. They said, okay, I will help you with that. I remember one of the workshop of Tableau back in 2011-12. It was such a big hype in the world, okay, it is going to solve all the problems for everyone. Okay? I was also very happy as a consumer. Okay, now I have something more to know about my data because sources have increased, processing power has increased, and I have access to the full data set. So, for my stakeholders to whom I am answerable, correct? I'll give them the reports which I gave to them via BID. Reports are ready, they are happy, I am also happy. In parallel, I am going to do my own self-exploratory analysis on my data to understand what is in it. And then how can I make use of it? Okay? So if you look at, slowly we move towards the data democratization, in which power is in the hands of the consumers, obviously with the help of all the smart data engineers like you all. One more thing happened here. If you go back here, you had a clearly defined layer of what I am supposed to do as a data engineer, what I am supposed to do as a BI engineer, and what I am supposed to do as a consumer. With all this advancement in technology, me and BI engineers, they became very good friends. Okay, they both will sit together, and I learned from the BI engineer. Can you tell me more about this data? How it is coming? How did you get it processed? And then I was much more powerful to do self-service on my data set. It ran for quite a long time, all the way up to COVID, if you remember. You remember COVID? So, but during COVID, engineers and scientists, they did not stop. They kept on evolving and releasing new technologies, more powerful internet to us. With that, what happened? I have more data to process. I have more data to know about, and in these 7-8 years, I am much comfortable about what is in my system, from where it is coming in, and how it is getting processed. Now, question came from business, because they are also becoming very, very smart, right, along with me. They said, yeah, you do so much of work, pretty good, but is it value for me? Maybe not, right? You give me something which is ready for me to consume without you spending your effort on self-serve analytics. You do it, pretty okay, but you also give me something which is ready to use, right? So, me as a consumer, I am thinking what to do. I come to you, or the engineers, yeah, my boss is asking me to give something which is ready-made, quick and complete. Then you came with the response. You said that I can do it for you if you tell me what you need. Correct? Right now what I am doing is, I got all the data, I get all the data processed and dump it here. And I build a report as you ask for it. I give you the access so that you can build more reports on top of it. But if you want to be very specific and want to get the things out very quickly, you tell me what you need. Now, guys who are sitting here together, they had expanded circle. Then they said, okay, why don't we all come together and build something which is good for the organization and is quick, is complete, and is consumable. Right? So now data engineers, data engineers, business analysts, data analysts, business product owner, all are one family, one team. They said, business owner said, I'll define what I need. We'll make a sprint, 2 weeks sprint, we'll do MVP, one feature rollout, more MVP, more features rollout, and we'll build a product for ourselves. Okay? If you go back to the iPhone example, iPhone 4 to what we have today, and then Apple also evolved, they said, okay, this big phone is not good, heavy also, let me give you many options, right? So that's how business team came together, let's come together, do an MVP, build on top of it, and keep on evolving every time we go through the sprint. Okay? There's we said, okay, let's create a finished good in a way which can be consumed for one purpose. Say, for example, in this example, if you look at Smart Campaign, in the previous session we just heard from Arun and team, right? And how did they do the lead scoring? Again, a marketing technology work. But to do the same work, can I have a dedicated ecosystem which is dedicated just for the lead scoring? Or just to run the smart campaigns, in which I am not only running the campaign, but I am knowing the effectiveness of that campaign and how to further tweak it on week-on-week basis. So, when we are working together, we will keep on getting more and more information from you, and then I will give you something called as domain-driven analytics. Right? Again, if you go to the marketing, because today we have had many marketing sessions, right? So within marketing, for the marketing domain, I am going to give the domain-driven analytics, and me as a consumer, I don't have to worry about anything. I have the data ready, run a select query, get the data. I don't have to write any complex query. I don't have to worry about any windowing and all in the ecosystem. I have to worry about what value I derive from this data set. And the value derivation definition has been baked in the very beginning, when all these team members came together, right? This value definition has been baked in pretty well in the beginning. So I know by end of this sprint what value I am going to give to the company. So if you look at, as a data engineer, you are not limited only to building data pipelines. In this ecosystem, which is in a nascent stage, I would say right now, as soon as it grows and matures with the time, you as a data engineer will have access to the business information. And imagine, you as a data engineer are much more valuable when you can talk business. Okay? If you look at your own life, including myself, okay? I have this sprint, I have to build this many pipelines, plum data here, dump it here, and then build more curated data sets in this format. But from here, how it gets consumed, mostly we do not know. And that's when many people are, at least what I have been exposed to. Many engineers come to me that, I did so much of hard work. I did not get even a single appreciation email. Who got the email? Any guesses? Huh? I got it. I am the consumer. I marketed it. I told to all the bosses in the company that okay, this data is ready, it can be used by you, it can give you so many KPIs, output and whatnot. And what I am doing as an engineer, or basically what you are doing as an engineer, going back to the next sprint, building the pipelines. Okay? So point here is that more and more we get into this, and again it's going to become much mature, but more and more you go into this process, you as an engineer evolve a lot. Okay? You know your data, you know your sources, you know how to drive value out of it, and you can be a big asset to the whole ecosystem to see at the bottom. So at the end of it, if you look at, just to summarize, and I'll keep questions and answer session for around maybe 10 minutes, so that we can address as many questions as we can as per my experience. In short, 2 decades ago, engineers will build the universes with facts and generations, and me as a consumer, I will get the analytics ready data sets with the help of the engineers. Fair enough? Moving on, big data came in, API-based data sharing came in, and then with that I was empowered to have more self-serve analytics, and I can get the prepared analytics ready data sets, or I can prepare them by myself. Okay? Further down, 2015 onwards, we have more and more clouds beyond what God has given to us. Correct? And then more and more complex system integrations which came in. Where I don't know what to say. Every day you have a new app, new SaaS provider coming into new data, and you keep on struggling to figure out how to make use of this data. For example, for one of our customers, they had marketing data into around 16 different ecosystem channels basically. And from all the channels, everyone will do their own reporting. But from the leads to opportunities with respect to enterprise data, how to do it, there's no right answer. What we said, okay, let's sit down to do the integrations in a holistic way, do this data merging with the enterprise data, and then make it work for you. Initially, idea was not well taken, but when they saw the value, it was well taken. But point is that things have become so complex that data engineers have quite a tough job to do. But as a consumer, we are going to get a single view into our data in data as a product format. If I go back to the opening slide, now we are talking about building a finished good of data. Make sense? We are talking about building a finished good of data, and this finished good is pretty easy because no one is going to have a question on it. We all work together, business, data engineers, BI engineers, to define these analytics ready data sets which are ready to consume by the end users or the business stakeholders. So that's how, as and when we mature more and more, things are going to be much easier. But as a data engineer, remember, you are smart, hardworking, you got to be latching on this journey to become more complete. Thank you.